What are those? Beats by Dre? God, this neighborhood's going to shit. Don't be stupid, Gerald. These things never die. Ugh.
Oh yeah, $500. Yep, I think I got that in my budget. Hey, guys.
Allergies. Just the worst.
No. Where's my charger?
Google Pixel Buds now exist, and their new wireless Bullets headphones appeared as a convenient solution. You their new Huawei FreeBuds to set you free of wires. Their new Hammerheads wireless earbuds. I feel like I've seen that shit before. Amazon will sell you Echo Buds. Microsoft has announced their Surface Buds.
Hello everyone, you're watching the FreeBuds Pro review. Now, wireless earbuds have become increasingly popular ever since Apple's original AirPods were announced back in 2017. They're lightweight, smart, easy to use, and well, just truly wireless, something which we never had before. Then along came the second gen AirPods, adding wireless charging, and finally we've got the AirPods Pro, which added ANC and an in-ear feed instead of on-ear one. Eventually, all of the remaining manufacturers started to catch up, and now, today, we've got the FreeBuds Pro by Huawei, which is another pair of truly wireless ANC earphones, and let me tell you, it might just be the best one. What you get inside the box is pretty much just the earbuds and a charging cable. We'll kick off the review discussing the design of the case, the earbuds themselves, how they fit in your ear, the wireless charging available on board, the controls of the earbuds, and of course the sound and noise cancellation quality, and finally we'll talk about battery life, and I'll give you my conclusion. The design of the case is very familiar, relatively similar to the one of the AirPods Pro in shape and size, although it is slightly bigger and heavier, but this is unnoticeable unless you have them side by side. Here you can see the FreeBuds Pro next to the AirPods from 2017. You have your USB-C port on the bottom, and there is a pairing button on the side, which you need to use when you pair the FreeBuds Pro with the device for the very first time. And here is the easiest way you can take the earbuds out of the case. I am showing you this because I know it has been a problem for a few of the tech enthusiasts here on YouTube. The case is a little bit cramped, and it is true that you can't grab the earbuds from the top and pull, so this is the best way to do it. And you can have a look at the design of the individual earbuds. The stem is squarish, which I quite like. I think it makes it stand out, not to mention that it gives it additional functionality, which I will talk about in just a minute. You are able to remove the ear tips and swap them for a smaller or a bigger sized one, which gives you great flexibility. You can have a look at the actual speaker unit right here. It is very important to note that this one is flush with the earbud, so there isn't anything that goes in your ear except for the ear tips themselves. This is again just very similar to how the AirPods Pro are made, and they are famous for being more comfortable for that reason alone. Wireless charging is also present here. It works with standard wireless charger. The more useful case scenario though is when you need a quick boost when you're on the go, if your phone supports reverse wireless charging like the P30 Pro here. However, I have noticed that the design of the earbuds case isn't very well thought out, as it slides like crazy, and unless you have your phone on a perfectly flat surface, it's a no-go. As you can see, you can charge the earbuds when the phone is in the case. However, the third-party one which I have here did not let the earbuds charge, and they kicked in and out of charging. Weirdly, the Huawei case worked fine despite being thicker. It also has a nice rubbery texture which held the case in place, so maybe that's the kind of case you want to buy if you'll be using reverse wireless charging. Speaking of protection, it's a good idea to get a case for the earbuds, as the hard plastic material that the case is made of isn't very durable and it scratches extremely easily. Amazon is your best option if you'll be shopping for one. The controls are probably my favorite feature on the FreeBuds Pro. First of all, they have the same functionality on both earbuds, unlike all other competitors. One pinch will play and pause your music, and it's also assigned to answer or end the call. You pinch twice to skip a track, and you pinch 3 times to go back. You switch between the 3 listening modes by holding down either earbud. And finally, my most favorite, you can adjust the volume by swiping up and down the stem. Thank you, Huawei. This must be the new standard on all earbuds from now on. It works really well, and it's the kind of feature you don't realize you want until you try it. You basically don't need to use your phone to control your playlist or your volume. The sound coming from the FreeBuds Pro can be described as rich, deeper than the original AirPods with more pronounced bass, due to the fact that they go in your ear. All the rest of the instruments are clear too. It is very important to note that it actually does matter which smartphone you are listening on. For example, the P30 Pro supports Dolby Atmos, which is deeply integrated with Huawei's Kirin chip in both the smartphone and the FreeBuds Pro. It allows you to choose from a bunch of different modes, which can make the sound better suited for different genres or different kinds of media. There is an option for stereo effect, which further highlights the stereo separation, letting you hear the left and right channels more clearly. Although this sounds a lot like Apple's spatial audio feature on the AirPods Pro, the effect isn't nearly as convincing. The ANC works well, especially if there is a constant low frequency noise. The in-ear design helps the ANC perform much better. From my long experience of listening to both music and podcasts on the FreeBuds Pro, I can tell you that good amount of volume plus the best fitting ear tips and the ANC turned on will give you the best possible noise cancelling. If you want to rely on the earbuds to isolate you from your environment without playing any sound, just forget about that and instead take a look at the pair of true ANC headphones. The awareness mode is another one of my favorite features here. It uses the microphones on board to let you hear your surroundings, which means you don't have to take them off to have a conversation with someone or hear the traffic when you're crossing a busy street. Unfortunately, it isn't as consistent as I'd like it to be. It kicks in and out from time to time, for example when it gets windy. Although wind is generally a very difficult challenge for ANC earbuds, one way to overcome wind mixing up with your music is to wear a hoodie. I know this sounds funny, but it actually stops the wind from hitting the microphones directly. However, your best option is to not only avoid awareness mode when it's windy outside, but also avoid the noise cancelling mode altogether, which also uses the microphones. When you switch to the regular mode, it's the only time when your microphones on the earbuds aren't listening to your surroundings, and you might get the best listening experience in situations with distorted noises. In other words, the fact that you have ANC available on the earbuds doesn't mean that you have to use it all the time. Not to mention, it drains your battery much quicker, which brings us to discuss battery life. As I already mentioned, you have two options: to use all the modes on the earbuds as much as you like, which will give you about 4 hours of listening time, or use them without ANC, which will give you about 3 hours on top. Of course, what most people will end up doing is likely mix the listening modes depending on the situation, so they should average about 5 hours of listening time. If you're someone who will use the earbuds over short periods of time, like on your way to school, work or the supermarket, you will most likely use them for about half an hour and put them back in the case, where they charge very rapidly. If that is how you like to use your earbuds, they can potentially last you for a whole week before you need to charge the case. But if your personal listening times are longer, let's say you edit videos on your laptop or take a lot of phone calls, you will charge the case at least twice a week. The case, on the other hand, takes about an hour to fully charge. Again, you do have wireless charging, and if you're into that, it will make your experience even more wireless, as mentioned earlier in the video. So, the verdict is, what makes the FreeBuds Pro great is the combination of all small features that add up and make a difference. For example, the great volume controls. Imagine yourself walking down the street with a heavy bag in one hand. You don't have to hesitate and think about which earbud you can use to control your volume, because the left one can do everything the right one can, so you're free to switch hands as much as you want. Or the awareness mode, which means you don't need to take the earbuds out of your ear in order to have a chat with someone. All that aside, for me, it is the price that's the ultimate differentiating factor. I managed to get my pair brand new and sealed from eBay for just over €100, which equals £100 and just under $120. If you can get your hands on the FreeBuds Pro for anywhere near €100, recommending them is just a no-brainer.
One night is $117.13.
We'll call it 85.
No, we can call it 117. Let me get the door for you.
If you pay the high street price, which is currently between 160 and 180 euros or pounds, this is still a good deal. However, if you're an iPhone user, I don't think it's worth considering the FreeBuds Pro unless all you want is ANC and great volume controls, without full immersion into the Apple ecosystem. For any other Android phone, I don't think you'll find an overall better pair of earbuds, especially given the price you can get them for. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe the video and share it with your friends, and let me know what you thought about the review down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on in.
Oh, very nice. Very nice room.
Not in the room yet, sir. Hold on. Might want to repack your things. We're
No.
going to be moving again shortly.
I will not move to a smaller room.
Sir, this is your floor. I'm going to take you to your room.
This is not my room?
This is the elevator. It takes you to the floor where your room is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.